What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Mario hack we've got at hand. I'm not sure if this is the last world or not. I'm unsure, obviously. So we'll just, do what we gotta do. And if it's the last world, it's the last world. Why not? I actually like this hack. This hack has had a couple of annoyances, but, much like everything in the world, there's pretty much seldom perfectness. He's just gonna pick up that shell. People aren't perfect, games aren't perfect, blah blah blah. There's always gonna be some issue. And the issues I might have had may not be the same issues that other people had. The only issue I really had so far was that one. Some of the bosses have been kind of weak sauce. Some of them, that one that had the spikes on the tubes was kind of annoying in a very annoying way. But things are looking good, I suppose. The birds are already chirping outside. It's about 4 a.m. right now, and normally that wouldn't. Normally that wouldn't be normal, at least in this juncture. But it's been unseasonably warm out. In the fact that I think it was like 60 something today. So usually not 60 something in the middle of March. Just gonna put that out there. Unfortunately, it won't last for long for those poor birds and I, because later this week it's supposed to drop down to the 30s again. Monday, which is pretty much today, supposed to be in the 60s again. However, it's supposed to dip down into the 40s, the 50s, the 40s, and then the 30s by the end of the week, which is just great. I love when it's cold. Chicago is extremely sporadic for this. One day it'll be 60, the next day it'll be like 20 and snowing. What is this music? The music sounds familiar. Sounds familiar to me. I'm trying to figure out what I always hear music that sounds familiar, but can never really put my finger on what it is. But we'll move on. I really don't even need to figure out what it is, because chances are the people who watch this are. Oh, this is a really neat level, actually. The people who watch this generally can figure out what it is. Maybe not everyone's gonna know, obviously, but chances are there's a group of people who are gonna know what almost any song I'm trying to think of is, including what I thought was gonna be an obscure song. Everyone pointed out that it was from that one anime, and I was disappointed at what the real song was. I like the 8-bit / 16-bit / whatever bit it was remix better. I imagine it was like a 16-bit remix, but whatever. This level's actually neatly designed in the form of art. Actually like the art direction, if you could even call it that, of this level. It's pretty sweet. I like it. I don't know exactly what to call this type of level, what it looks like. I'm pretty sure it's got a specific name, but I don't know. So one thing that I've seen lately on a couple videos, since this always popped up, in regards to how much I upload, when people ask, like, does he even work? He uploads so many videos. And to be completely honest, even before I quit Target, I was uploading a pretty decent amount of videos, like, even regardless. I don't even know if my, I'm sure it's gone up at least a little bit. The average number of videos a day that I do has gone up, I'm sure. But I don't think it's gone up by like 2 or 3 times. Wow, that was smart. I don't think it's gone up by like 2 or 3 times. I don't think it's that drastic of a change. Some days, yeah, maybe. Some days, not. But even before I quit Target, I still uploaded a lot. Even before I quit Target, I think I had like a 5 or 6 video a day average in uploading. It was something like that. And that's when I still worked and all that crap. I still had a 5, 6 video, maybe even higher than that, upload a day average, and that's over a 2.5 year time span, or was. It was probably about a 1.5 to 2 year time span at that point. Now it's been about 2.5 years since I've been doing this, but it always Alright. It always amuses me when people, for whatever reason, ask what I do as a job, or why don't I work, or something like that. Like, I'm in school right now. I I worked and went to school, clearly, for 3 years, something like that, simultaneously. So it's not like I sat around and did nothing while I made videos because I'm a lazy prick and blah, blah, blah. But more recently, if you haven't known, as we get a bitch ton of slowdown, thank you. Alright, come on, Chuck, get out of the way. Baseball season's not for a little bit. Spring training's coming up, but this isn't pre-spring training, alright? This song sounds pretty sweet, too. Slow down! Even, you know, I'd been working for 3.5 years or something like that. Pretty much right after I got out of high school, I went into college, and then shortly after that, I got a job. So it's not like I was sitting around doing nothing for extended periods of time, because I'm a lazy douche, which generally isn't the case. But, you know, let me reason with you on when people, for some reason, they're like, oh, it's a bad idea that you quit your job, etc., etc. I got very lucky there. Let me level with you about my old job. My old job was working at Target. I hadn't been with the company for an incredibly long amount of time, and I wasn't in a very high position. I wasn't in a high management position. I was in a very low management position, and I had been trying to work towards a higher one. However, because of the company's, from what my friends and I who worked there had concluded, the company does not like to promote from within as well or as easily as they'd like to outside hire. They would much rather outside hire than promote from within, however stupid that may sound. So you might get someone who really deserves that job. There are people who have worked there for 10, 15 years that I knew, and they were still in a lower position, who had great records and great work ethic. They're still in a lower position than 22-year-old kids coming straight out of college, had just earned their bachelor's degree, and were getting these $50,000, $60,000 a year jobs, when they had people who were already working there for over a decade who deserved the job way more and weren't getting it because of this. This was a problem that I did not like within that company. Even for lower level positions. My friends and I had made a joke that... Oh, shit. My friends and I had made a joke that it would be easier to quit and come back, to just quit your regular position and reapply for a management position job, and you would get it. The ironic thing about this is that one of our friends actually managed to do that. They were a regular team member, and they hated their job. They quit because they found a new job at a bank which paid more. Unfortunately, this bank would not work with them on their school schedule, so the person who had originally quit came back and applied for a management position and got it. Yes, that is stupid, I'm telling you. Maybe I'm completely wrong in how bad that sounds, but to me that sounds pretty bad when you can do that. But whatever. Pretty much, I made about $10,000 a year from that job, which... I'm sure a good majority of you know how much money that is in the real world. Some of you may not because you're too young or too blissfully ignorant to know what that really means. That is complete shit. Like, someone who is working in high school can find a better job than that. You don't even really need to look that hard. However, whoa, shit. As you march on through the night, the darkness is a sea. Stare at the silent stars. Okay, now we're getting all poetic. That is complete crap. Oh, this is one of the... Okay, never mind. We're doing this. That is a complete crap job. Now, of course, people are going to say, oh, well, why don't you just find a different job? You know, I looked. I tried. I didn't look incredibly hard. I'm not going to be like, yeah, I was looking every day. I looked. I didn't really get anything. Whoa, shit, that was weird. It's like an invisible block here. You know, oh, why don't you try and get a job at GameStop? They'd love you there. GameStop may or may not give a shit that I have 120,000 subscribers on YouTube from playing video games. They may or may not give a shit. I'm not gonna go in there and be like, hey, I'm, you know, nerd famous on YouTube, and they're gonna give me a job. That may or may not happen. I never try to be like, hey, I'm well known on YouTube. Give me a job. That may or may not work, and I never really tested it to see. So... that's that. Now, yes, I could have found a better job. Yes, I know. I tried for a little bit, couldn't really find anything. But 10 grand in the scheme of things a year is not good at all. Especially, like, for me, it's all right. My bills aren't very high. I don't have a mortgage to pay. I don't have any high payments that I have to pay back yet. So it worked for me at the time. I would have liked more money, yes, everyone. Well, most people would like more money. They don't want to be stuck. My controller is getting worse by the day when it comes to, like, warping left and right. Oh, you... Jeez. It's not so good. 10 grand a year, not good. That is, like, nothing. I really struggled sometimes. No! I really struggled sometimes to pay my bills and stuff. And when a problem did come along, I was completely screwed and got bailed out by some very helpful people. So that is pretty much about how much I made a year, give or take. I think one year it was higher than that by just barely. It was like 11 grand, and the other 2 years that I worked, it came out to be like 9 a year, something like that. Is not good. It was, especially for what I had to put up with. Like, it wasn't any huge stress like, oh, you're a very important person, and if you fuck this up, only you have the skill set for this. It wasn't like that. It was more like, you know, I didn't like managers. I thought too much work was placed on people that was impossible to do.